Hi everyone, I'm Keshi and welcome back to Keshi's Corner. Today we're going to be talking about a bunch of changes that happened in the last month or two. So, big change. We moved to the country. We moved to Nova Scotia. Actually, we moved across the country to a completely different province. So, we were in Alberta before, in Edmonton, and now we're in Nova Scotia. But that's not really everything because I didn't grow up in Edmonton. If you don't know me, I grew up in Mauritius, which is a tiny island on the east coast of Madagascar, and then moved to Edmonton, Alberta when I was 18, 19, with my parents and my brother. So we all moved there. We were there since like 2018-ish. And yeah, this year in July, Jason and I, so my fiance and I, we moved to Cape Breton. So he's originally from there, from here, and yeah, we bought a house and now we're here and we live in the country. So I went from island girl to city girl to country girl, but also island girl because Cape Breton is an island. So I wanted to update you guys on how things are, if I'm adapting, if I'm missing anything from the city or things like that. So my phone is at 20%, but are we going to charge it? No, we're going to try to see if it can withstand, I don't know, work throughout the length of this podcast. So let's start from how have things been? Things have been amazing. I love country life. I absolutely adore it. I knew that I was really good at adapting wherever I was because I adapt really quickly to new environments. But I still had a couple of concerns, and a lot of other people had concerns for me because it's so different, it's so new, and moving from elsewhere to the city, it's like you're opening your doors to so many different opportunities. Everything that you need is around you pretty much. Everything is so close, everything is available. It's just in Edmonton, you really have everything that you need. You don't really need to go elsewhere. Whereas in the country where we live here, things are a lot further away. However, I like that better because, well, I'm going to get into that later, but I can already say what I've noticed is that, yeah, everything is close by in the city for any services and stuff that you need or any activities that you want to do. So if you want to do Pilates, you want to do spin classes, a bunch of like laser tag. However, nothing is free. You have to pay to get anything and everything done. And most likely you have a small backyard. So the average house in the city would be smaller with a small backyard. So you can't really do much in your backyard. So then you also don't have a lot of free stuff to do around. However, here, well, first of all, we have 102 acres. But even if you don't, most houses I notice have bigger land, so at least some land around. So it could be 1 acre, 2 acre, 10 acres, but at least something. So the yards are bigger. So you have more things that you're even able to put on your land and able to do on your own property. And a big one that really appealed to me was being able to practice archery every day or whenever I felt like it, because when I was in Edmonton, I couldn't, again, the backyard was small. I couldn't practice archery just in my backyard. Maybe some people have bigger yards and they're able to do it even in the city. But here I can. There's so much space. I can even shoot my 22. And obviously, I absolutely can't do that just in Edmonton in the city. I have to go to a range. And the range has some indoor ones, which were pretty expensive, like really expensive actually. And then some outdoor ones. I had a membership to the Sherwood Park Fish and Game Association, which I really liked. That was really nice. I liked going there when there were like women outdoor events and different activities, or even as a shooting range or archery range. However, it was like 50 minutes away from my place, like 50 minutes to an hour. So most weekends, I did not really had it in me to drive 50 hours just to go shoot my gun for like 30 minutes or an hour, especially since I'm in the very, very beginner stage. So I get discouraged really quickly when I'm not able to do something. So what works best for me here is doing like a 10-15 minute practice and then just, it's okay for today. You did what you could. we'll come back next time and we'll try it again. And I can just do it on my own property. And I absolutely love this. And again, that's very niche. Most people are going to be like, I don't have a gun. I don't have a bow. I don't care about those things. Should I still move to the country? I'm not, this video or this episode is not to tell you whether you should or should not move to the country. That's really my experience moving here. And just spoiler alert, I really, really like it. So yeah, I talked about how I moved. I'm looking at my notes here just in case, but I'm talked about how I moved from Mauritius to Canada and now from Edmonton to Cape Breton. I also wanted to talk about a couple of hobbies. So I talked about the outdoor ones because my hobbies changed a little bit based on what was available then versus now. But yeah, so outdoor ones, I talked about archery, I talked about shooting, but also gardening. So yeah, you can garden in your backyard in the city. But here, my fiance and I built a raised bed. Well, mostly him. I kind of helped, but because I wanted to help. But he mostly built a raised bed, and we're gonna build a couple more for next year and the future years to come. To have a big garden eventually. So I already have some peppers, some carrots, some beets, some lettuce, kale that were planted because that raised bed was actually bigger than what we thought it was going to be. So I kept adding seeds and different plants and stuff that we had. And I was like, there's a lot of space left in there. Even after I'm thinking of the size of the plant once it's grown, it was actually pretty big. So, which I really liked. So maybe if we have a couple more like this, that will already be a huge garden. Maybe we'll have a whole one for potatoes and a whole one for maybe half of it for beets, half of it for kale, something like that. Because those are things that we use every day. Jason uses kale and beets every single day and celery for his smoothie, for his veggie shake or veggie smoothie. So we always have those things on hand anyway. So if we could grow it ourselves, because I really want us to become self-sufficient eventually. So that would be amazing to be able to grow all our own vegetables and maybe even freeze them for the winter to have like a huge supply of them. I'm not worried about, oh, is that going to be too many? I can just freeze them. It's all good. And then for, yeah, peppers and things like that. So gardening, the amount of gardening that we've been doing this year, because again, we reached here maybe mid-July by the time everything got ready. We got some small plants that we started just in flower pots and things like that. So we just got the raised bed and it's what, mid-August by that point. So we don't have too long, but there's still a couple crops that I heard could grow until like, it takes like 2 months maybe to grow. So hopefully some of those we'll be able to have another little harvest by the time that frost and snow actually comes and the time winter actually comes. But I'm so excited, even with that little amount that we've already started gardening. I can't wait for when it grows and becomes more than what it is right now. I want some fruit trees. I want I got a strawberry. Sorry, I'm trying to speak really fast because I'm so excited and also because I want to finish the episode before my phone dies. But then I keep stuttering and stammering. But I got a strawberry bush for free actually from Canadian Tire because we bought a bunch of stuff there, a bunch of soil and stuff to fill the garden bed, and it needed more soil than we thought. So we added a bunch of stuff. So we added cardboard and a bunch of trees and leaves and sticks and things like that we have because again we have woods all around here. So we just cut down a bunch of trees, and by we cut down, Jason cut down a bunch of trees, and we had a lot already there because it's a pretty deep raised bed. However, we still needed a lot of soil, so we started with a bunch of cheaper topsoil and then added the good thing, but we needed a lot more of it than we thought. So we got that all done, and then what was I gonna say? I forget where I was going with that. Oh yeah, so then we bought so many different things from Canadian Tire, and then I was like, oh, by the way, is that a strawberry plant? Like, how much is it for that one? We had already paid actually, but I was like running back being like, I saw this strawberry plant outside, how much is it for it? And the lady was like, just take it. It's the last one we have there, take it. And I'm like, yay. So I put that in one of the pots outside, one of the bigger pots. So hopefully that does its magic. And she said by next year we could have some strawberries, or if not, then the year after. For fruit trees, I'm not super patient, but I'm willing to wait because I love the idea of having fruit trees. Like every single year, just getting apples again, or peaches again, or berries again. That is amazing. I love fruit. I love fruit trees. So that's gardening. Indoor hobbies now. What I've been doing a lot of lately has been cooking and baking, and I've been loving it. I got a couple of different cookbooks. I did a quick cookbook haul on my YouTube channel, so feel free to go check that out, Keshi's Corner on YouTube. But I got, yeah, I think now I have like 10 cookbooks. So I have been using them. I love cookbooks, recipes better than online ones. I do, I would say 50% of the time, just have online recipes, because if it's something that I just know I want to do right now, for example, I had an idea, or I want to make a cordon bleu. I'm like, oh, I don't know. It's probably in one of the cookbooks, but am I gonna go and like try to figure it out if it's in one of those? No, if I already have a very precise, specific idea, I just Google it, or I go on TikTok and try to find a recipe. So Google, YouTube, TikTok. However, I have just sifted through pages, can I say that, just went through different pages of my cookbooks and identified a couple recipes that I really wanted to do. So every weekend I try to do that, or maybe like Friday, Saturday I try to do that. So then by Sunday I have all my weekly recipes planned, and then if I need to get any groceries and things like that, we can do that, and then I'm pretty much set for the day. But most of the time, then there's leftovers, and I've been eating one meal a week this week, just because I gained so much weight for the past couple weeks to months of just so much uncertainty and stuff around. So I'm just doing like a more aggressive diet for a couple weeks here. It might just be like for a week or two, and then I take a break from it, and then another week or two until I'm back to where I was before, or where I want to be. But when I'm having only one meal a week, then there's a lot of ingredients that's left. So I'm still cooking 2 to 3 meals a day for Jason. So whether he wants to eat something out or something during the weekend, maybe 2 meals, but at least 2 meals every day. But then again, I'm not eating as much as I usually do. So I feel like the last meal plan that I made like 2 weeks ago, we still have a bunch of stuff for it today. And by stuff, I mean ingredients in the freezer. So I have been really, really excited though. I've been like recently I made a fish taco. No, a fish burger, like a hot honey fish burger. It was just leftover fish because I made fish and chips like that. That was good to be remade, redone. But then I was like, oh, there's 2 pieces of fish left. I'll just make a fish burger, thinking it was going to be like okay. I adored it. So I kind of want to just buy more fish and make it again this week. I have some shrimp. I made a chicken parm that was really good as well. I have really gotten a steak bites that were really good. Just a regular burger, also good, especially with the homemade buns. I've been loving the homemade buns so much. But yeah, it's been absolutely amazing. What else for cooking, baking? Yeah, baking, I've made a couple of like brownies, blondies, a lemon cake. But I have a lot that I have yet to make. I want to make a flan. I have a lot of zucchini. So I want to make like a zucchini bread. I have a lot of ideas. And another like indoor, I guess, hobby, if you would call it, is YouTube. I want to really put a lot of emphasis on my YouTube channel and podcast as well, but podcast would only be once a week. But on my YouTube channel, actually, I started a couple different ones because I have different things that I want to talk about. So the main one, I'm showing my gardening, all my country living stuff, all my kind of like a day in the life of Keshi. So anything I would do on a day-to-day basis, It could be archery. It's still very vague because it could be archery, shooting, gardening, cooking, baking. But it's really like the country living for me and my adventures here. Whereas I made another YouTube channel just recently where this one I want to share more so the knowledge that I have on tech because I noticed that I have a lot of knowledge of different software when I'm just talking to people and explaining to people and trying to teach them stuff. So I was like, why don't I teach people on the internet? And maybe that one could be more of something I could like if that YouTube channel could be monetized, or not even the channel itself, but I would go and maybe make a course about it after, a couple different courses. So that's kind of the line I was thinking, because I want something more scalable than just Chili Goose, my business, which again, I'm working on the website for that. So it will launch back again as soon as I'm done here, hopefully in the next week or so. But again, I live in the country now, so I feel like the market will just be smaller, or maybe not. We'll see. But especially because I'm only retaining this current job that I have until the end of September, and then I don't have a new job yet. So I'm applying and things like that. But in my mind, I'm like, okay, well, just in case, time to really double up on all the other stuff and try to make something actually grow by being consistent with it. Even if it doesn't happen in the next month or two, even if it's in the next 6 months or so, it's another kind of, I was, there was so much uncertainty that my mind had to, like, I was in a different phase of priority in my life, but now I'm back into, okay, gears back in motion, or shifting back into gear. I don't know expressions. I don't know why I try. But basically back on track, doing my meditation, my affirmations, my vision board, getting things done in terms of actually being able to have a business and scale a business, and being able to make more, but in a different way, because now I'm like, I don't want, it's really funny. I'm like, I don't want a luxury car, but we kind of want a tractor to do things around the property. We want a truck to not just to have a truck, but to be able to carry lumber around and wood around. And when again we do things around the property, we do things in the country, or we want chickens. I want ducks personally. We want some more animals, more plants. Just being able to do things that we love and that make us happy around here. But I also kind of want to build like kind of that wealth to make those things possible, instead of feeling like we don't have enough money to do anything we want, you know? So I want to be able to enjoy life as much as possible. So being able to find scalable ways and sharing those as well, obviously, as I'm doing it. So that might be the other YouTube channel where I'm more so teaching the tech and things like that. So that one would be more so a business side of it. Whereas this, not this YouTube channel, but this podcast, it's going to talk a little bit about like different things that I'm learning on the way. It could be business stuff, but it could also be, so it's a blend of both. It could also be country living. It's more so about the skills and stuff that I will be getting along the way and trying to get people in. But I wanted to do a couple of solo episodes because I'm just getting back on track, being consistent. So there's no point in me just having a bunch of people on the podcast if I'm not being consistent myself. So I wanted to have a couple of solo episodes, but really I'll be gearing that podcast based on different teachings, different skills that I could provide you. So that's the main point of that podcast. The YouTube channel, it's more like a fun, follow my adventure kind of things for all my friends or anybody who wants to watch and know. Like, it's really like giving you an in into my life as if I was sharing it with my friends. And then again, the other YouTube channel for business. And then I have like another little one that I'm starting with AI to figure out some tools, but I will mostly be using that little one to supplement my tech channel. So I will use the third one as an example in my business channel to be able to show examples and things like that. In terms of fitness, I don't have a gym around. So there is a gym, like a small gym, 10 to 15 minutes away from our place, which is not bad. However, we have a small home gym because Jason has a squat rack that also actually had a cable machine attached to it, both the like upper one and the lower one. which I never used before, and we thought we needed the cable like changed, but then it turns out it works perfectly. So I've been really happy with that squat rack, a couple of the weights that we have, and that cable machine. I will get a set of adjustable dumbbells, and I actually love working out at home more so than going out. Um, we've been going on runs every morning before our workouts. So we do a 20-minute run. We start here and we just go, I guess, like just around. Like we start from home and we just run, from like 10, 15 minutes and back. And that's a good little warm up. And then I just have my workouts after. So I have a good plan set too, because I do what my plan is to keep it that way. Monday I do like a lower body, so run and lower body. Tuesday run and upper body, and same for Thursday and Friday, so lower upper. So that's 4 days a week of weightlifting. And then Wednesday I would only do a run, maybe a longer run though than the 20 minutes. And then I would do something like a yoga or stretching or something like that. And then today's Saturday, I didn't do a run, but I did some yoga and stretching. So that's ideally what I would stick with. And I've been loving it. Actually, today I was like, should I go for a run just for fun? But I was like, no, let's just do the yoga for right now because I'm feeling a little bit sore and things like that. But I've been absolutely loving that. Just having a routine. I don't like, for my fitness, I don't like not having a routine. That just drives me crazy because I'm like, I can't get it done. I always end up finding an excuse. I get tired. I have to not think about it for fitness for me. And ideally having it first thing in the morning. So having a home gym, no excuse now. So right now I'm starting work at 10 because I'm still working remotely from Edmonton. So there it's 7 a.m. Here it's 10 a.m. So I work 10 to 7. But I have plenty of time in the morning, even if I wake up at like 7 to get things done before my job. But even if I start work at 9 or 8 around here, I can just wake up at 5, get it done here, because it's just at home. Even if I have time for a shorter one, I will get, at least an hour of workout done. Totally possible. I don't have to drive anywhere. Again, I could just wake up a little bit earlier and get it done. So that's perfect. I've been loving the home gym, honestly, a whole lot. I don't miss the gym at all. And yeah, so how's it going? Surprisingly great, honestly. I love it. I don't miss Edmonton at all. I miss my parents. I will say that because I've never really been apart from them. We were together in Mauritius, just living together in the same house, and then we moved to Edmonton. And for 2 years, I lived in residence, but I would still see them on the weekend, and during like school break and things like that. So it's really my first time being so far away from them. So that's a little bit difficult, and I do miss them, but that's pretty much it. Like I miss kind of that like mom. I miss mom and I miss dad and my brother, but mostly my mom actually. She's my best friend, but I don't actually just miss the city itself. Like there's nothing about the city that I personally miss. So I'm happy about that because a lot of people are asking me, they're concerned that you're going to leave like all this possibility around these opportunities, like everything is so close and you're going to go somewhere where there's nothing. Yeah, I love it. I absolutely love it. Last thing is I'm engaged. So we got engaged shortly before moving here. Woohoo! And we're getting married next summer. So I'm going to start planning really hard there. I started looking at some things, but really we're going to be getting into the wedding planning and I'm super excited. I feel like I've been waiting so long for this moment. I'm like, it's my time to shine in terms of DIYing stuff, planning stuff, creating magic, creating just like, yeah, magic out of nothing. I don't know. But I'm super excited for that and for us to start our lives together. And it's gonna be, yeah, wonderful. Ideally nothing too grand, but it's like I'm thinking more simple but nice and cute and a good time. So that's what I'm thinking, and that was all the updates that I have. Hopefully my phone is still filming right now. If you hear this, then it is. But that's pretty much it. Next time, I actually don't have any clue what I'm going to be talking about in next episode. but I think I have it noted somewhere. So I will see you next week. Thank you for tuning in, and I really appreciate you. Bye for now.